Hello everybody, it's me again. It's Monday morning. My name is Melinda. I am one half of a husband and wife reseller team known as Hustling Hooks. This is our channel where we document what we pick up, what we sell, and how we're building our business for the long term. As I mentioned, it's Monday. We are coming back from a week where Dean was on vacation with his parents and his sister down in Mexico. He'll be back tonight. So for today, I'm back in the office to pack everything that sold between Thursday and, well, this morning. I'll grab everything that's listed to be shipped right now and drop everything off. It's a little bit later. I have spent the weekend at my mom's. She was up north for part of the weekend, and then I was watching her dog and her cat and my kid, and it was a circus. It was a lot of fun. No, but really, it was great. It was good. It's good to be out there, kind of catch a breath of fresh air and, you know, just relax a little bit. On Friday, I wasn't in the office, but Emily was here, and I had her inventorying, and I want to show you what she got done. It's a really good dent. It's a really good dent. So I'll show you. I know it probably doesn't look at first like a lot of progress if you don't specifically remember how many boxes were there before. So let me show you instead the pile of boxes she got through. That's like at least 16 boxes I counted. So she emptied all of those and re-inventoried them. So this wall is starting to get pretty full. I mean, we still have about half of the second row, B, and then D is pretty much just started. So I'm very, very happy with that. The more room we have here in the center, the more we can start to kind of figure out what we're gonna do with the shoes, where we're gonna put more racks, everything like that. Because I feel like it's just a domino effect where everything kind of gets behind if we're not up on that. I think based on how many she got done in 6 hours, it would take about 2, maybe 3 days if there were things you couldn't find for one person to do it. So that is going to be continuously on my radar. I'm hoping to have everything out of these boxes in the next 3 weeks. And I feel like that's giving a lot of time if we're dedicated to it. So that is one of my goals. As for today, besides packing, there are a couple things I do want to get done, or at least started. Ooh, that's bright. Last week we did a lot of photos. I got through enough photos that I still have on my phone where we have enough photos to get us all the way through Wednesday and a couple extra. Before I left on Friday, I sorted these. By these, I mean this section and this section. So that's 30 each. So that's 2 days. So that would be a full Thursday, Friday. And then as of right now, that's it. We don't have anything else hanging or processed. I don't think I'm gonna get to any of that today because we have to price them out. I do have my garage sale finds that I went over on the last video, so check that out if you haven't. So those are ready to be moved into processing, and then I'm going to have to price some stuff out. But again, that's probably gonna be a tomorrow task. There's only so much time I have now. I have listed 20 listings so far this morning before I even came here, and then I have like 30 drafts still that I was working on over the weekend. So I have enough. If I don't get to 10 more like original listings, I can just take 10 drafts to go live with, and then, you know, obviously we'll have the rest of the day. So it's nice not to have to worry about, you know, rushing to get my listings done before the end of the day today. With the momentum that we have with the photos though, I'm really gonna be pushing to keep that going. So I have this idea and thought that if we get enough photos on our phone, we can really front load our week and have Thursday and Friday free to either do garage sailing, more family time, things like that. So I'm going to be pushing that this week to stay on top of that, either to have more drafts, more photos, and see how it goes. I'm very hopeful, as usual, that it'll be good. We'll be able to do it, especially with the Dean back. That's 2 people. Emily here tomorrow. She'll be able to knock out photos, and then Edin and I can just tag team whatever else needs to get done on Wednesday. And then Thursday ship, and maybe we'll start doing like the 2-day handling time over the weekend and just changing that on Wednesdays or Thursday mornings to give us that extra day, especially in summers when we plan to be up north a little bit more this year too. I'm gonna get to pulling and packing, and I'll cover a couple of the sales over the weekend, some highlights for you like usual. So here's everything picked. There were 2 things that sold today that I could not find, but that's okay because they sold today. There'll be 3 people here tomorrow, so I'm sure we'll be able to find it then. It's another reason why I'm really pushing to get that inventory done. This kind of looks like a lot, but it was actually a little bit slower of a weekend. I will go over my opinion and thoughts on that a little bit later, but right now I am going to get these all packed up just to make sure I have time to get them to the post office in time. So I picked 10 sales to cover, 5 from eBay and 5 from Posh. This first one was one that Emily re-inventoried on Friday, which means that she did update the specifics. And I wonder if that had something to do with it. It means that it was a little bit older listing. So we went back and forth a couple times. I did eventually take $20 as you saw, and they paid $11.75 in shipping. I picked this one because it was the very first item, A00001 in our inventory system, which means we listed it exactly a month and a half ago. And it's just a little Torah tank top. I have like maybe $1 or $2 into it. It sold for $15 on an offer, and they covered the shipping on that. This one's fun. I'm pretty sure this is just a Forever 21 collab. It's American Road Trip with Bob's Big Boy. And I also picked it as a fun fact about me. My very first job was working as a waitress at Big Boy in Wayland, Michigan. If you are from the area, which I hope you're not, it tells you way more about me than I probably want anyone to know. So anyway, it sold for $23, and again, they paid shipping on that. Sold some Converse. These are solid, regular sellers for us, even the low tops. The high tops, and definitely the ones that go up to your knee, which I've never found personally, sell really well. But again, $25 plus they covered the shipping. I would say that's a very bread and butter sale. We sold another one of these Ralph Lauren suits. I mentioned on the last one sold that this is about the range that we see them go pretty quickly. The last one sold for $30. This one was just listed, and I took an offer of $25. These are BKE Tylers, but they're very destroyed, distressed. We got these. This is one of our first bulk clothing buys, so maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago even. So when I saw the offer come through for them, I was like, oh yeah, whatever it is, I'm gonna take it. And I was really happy to see that it was $28. I feel like that's a very fair offer. On Posh, they do cover at least always the majority of shipping. In this one, none of these were on offer, so everything that I'm going to show you from Posh was they pay full shipping. These were only up for a few days. These are new with tags Echo shorts. We had 2 pairs of these. These ones did come with a belt. They're a cargo, obviously tags, summery. Not surprised that they sold fast. Echo is a pretty solid name. Bundle sales are always great because you get rid of multiple pieces of clothing, and usually your return is pretty healthy. This was 2 pairs of Nike like sweatpants and track pants, and then a Ralph Lauren sweater. We did go back and forth and settled on $50 for the 3 items. Patagonia always makes the list. Swim trunks, they sent me an offer of $25. I think I had listed them for $30. Yes, it was an accept out the door. These we've had for a little bit too. We got them with a shoe bulk buy at a garage sale last summer. We sold most of those shoes right away. These ones were kind of hanging on, so $25, they pay shipping, definitely yes. That's it for sales highlights. I'm gonna get everything packed up. I'm going to try a new method to get these to the car, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to have a lot of bags. I haven't finished putting them in bags. I also have another bag already in the car. So I'm going to open, well, I unpacked it, but I'm excited to use it. We got this free with our 1,500 boxes. It was like, you know, a gift that they throw and you get to choose. It's a wagon, so it's supposed to be easy to collapse and whatnot. Great for like beaches, kids, whatever. I go to the beach and I have a kid and I have a warehouse, so I'm gonna assemble it, and hopefully this will be my solution, getting everything in one trip. Okay, well, it's basically a pack and play on wheels. If you are familiar with small children, you know that just means that it is collapsible, usually with 2 hands, but I have a foot and a hand available. Yeah, and then this goes in the bottom to sort of sturdy it out. That should work. We'll see. I'll show you the finished when I get everything in there. That'll work. I'll obviously carry another bag in my arm and get lots of odd looks walking into the post office. I did end up breaking down all of those boxes. They fell on me while I was picking. They were empty, so it was no big deal. I only wish I would have got it on camera. So I obviously the tops all fit in here, and then you just break them down. We're still not sure what we're gonna do with them. What we might do is, Emily and I discovered the other day that they fit 3 on a shelf, just like the large boxes that we have now. So we might just keep them for the large boxes once we run out of these 12 or what did we get? 12 by 12 by 24s, which, as you remember, were too big for the bags, but they work for the bulkier stuff. So that's probably what those are gonna go towards. I don't think we're obviously going to need all the ones we have. So we're still kind of thinking about if we're gonna sell those or use them for something. We're not sure yet. I had been hopeful about getting some pictures done today. That's not gonna happen just with all the things I still have to do. I have to go to the post office. Then I have to go back to my mom's house, get Jessica. She's gotta eat, we gotta get packed up, get home, take a bath, put her to bed, all that good stuff. Because Edin isn't actually getting home until late. So basically, you know, the rest of the day I have to take care of her. That's okay. I did kind of plan for that contingency in what Emily and what I think Edin can do tomorrow. So I'm not worried about it. We're still gonna hit where I wanna be by pictures by the end of Wednesday. I always hope to be ahead. But when I take photos, I really do like to sit down and take a bunch of photos, and I don't have enough time to commit to that right now. It also means Emily has something to do tomorrow while Edin or I are pricing out more things, because that needs to get done as well. I do have the clothes from the garage sales from this past weekend, which are ready to process, but not ready to photograph yet. If we don't do pricing, my mom did drop off a lot of my dad's clothes last week when Jess came to visit. It was kind of weird. I'm keeping some of the sweaters because I like to wear, like, you know, big sweaters, and he had those. So that's an interesting thing. I have a whole lobby full of, you know, my dad's clothes, which, yeah. I don't know how to unpack that right now, literally and figuratively. What I'm going to do, instead of doing that, is wheel this cart out to my car, pack up, hit the post office, and do all those things that I said I was gonna do. Before heading out, I did want to talk about, as I mentioned, the weekend was a little bit slower. We had about 30 sales for the whole weekend, which is a slow weekend for us. I'm not really too concerned about it. I think there's a couple things to talk about in terms of that. I see in a lot of the reseller groups online, people are talking about how there's an eBay glitch, things are slow, it's the app's fault, it's a summer slowdown. Honestly, I don't know. I don't really concern myself with that. I know Edin doesn't either. We really only focus on the things that we can control. I will say that I am glad that we kept selling on Posh though, instead of tailoring down to just one platform. Posh has been very consistent, and sometimes a lot more consistent and a lot heavier than eBay. This weekend it was about split. It was about 50-50 each way. So, but I mean, that's 50% of those sales this weekend. And I wasn't able to actually run offers this weekend because I unexpectedly stayed a little bit longer at my mom's house, and our computer with our Posher VA on it is at home. So I didn't get to do that, and I suspect that we would have had a lot more sales had I done that. I am gonna do that tonight. It'll be kind of later in the day, but those offers last for 24 hours. So people will still get it tomorrow. No big deal. I know it's a topic every year. Is there a summer slowdown? I mean, it really depends on what you're selling, where you're selling from, markets at the time. It's so dependent on anything that I don't really like to commit to the fact that there's a summer slowdown or there, you know, and it'll pick back up, whatever. Obviously, sellers, both brick and mortar stores and online sellers, do best in the fourth quarter. That's just the way it's always been, at least in this society. So people are gearing up for presents and spending and all of those things. I'm not worried about it. You know, we have plans in the work where we're going to have another business that is very summer heavy. So we're planning on that balancing out at some point. We're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. And obviously, if we need to, like we always do, we will switch gears and move with the flow, change of times, adjust, pivot, whatever you wanna call it. We'll do that. No big deal. That's part of any business. It's what you have to do. So Yeah, I don't think it was because we changed the handling times. I will say that. I mean, maybe, but I really don't think so. We've never really seen that as an issue before. I'm gonna change it back today once I get back to my computer and send offers. So I'm hopeful, you know, usually what we do see is if we have a slow weekend or a slow week, the next week or weekend will account for that. And for some reason, it just ebbs and flows that way, as with everything. You know, usually when you ask people, you'll get 50-50, you know, 50% will say, no, sales are still good, they're great, they're busier than ever. And the other 50% will say, yeah, they are slower. So you'll have someone, you know, you never compare yourself. There's always somebody slower, there's always somebody busier. We're just going to keep on keeping on like we always do. With that said, I have to get going. Many things to do. Thank you for watching this video. I am not as wordy as Edin, so this is probably going to be a shorter video. Sorry about that, but I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. One of us will see you on the next one. Until then, take care.